The Super Bowl has arrived and Jacksonville took on Green Bay, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are your Super Bowl champions. Yeah, I'm not kidding. They actually won the Super Bowl. But that isn't even the craziest thing to happen, as Isaiah has been traded to the Cleveland Browns. Jon Gruden, yeah, the same Jon Gruden that traded Khalil Mack, traded Isaiah King Jr. for 2 first-round draft picks from the Cleveland Browns, and Isaiah is now a member of the Cleveland Browns. Things just got interesting in the NFL. Now, even though the Browns traded 2 first-rounders for Isaiah King, they actually had 3 this season, which means they had 1 left. So, they get Alex Steele with their 25th pick, and this guy is an 83 overall corner, in my opinion, to steal the first round. 98 speed, 96 acceleration. That kid's going to be a stud. You also see Charles Neal coming in at right outside linebacker, 79 overall. They get a 74 overall tight end, a 76 overall right end, 75 overall defensive tackle. You're seeing a trend here. Every single one of their draft picks were legit. I mean, the 7th rounder was low-key not good, but outside of that, every other pick was incredible. Now, to get a look at the roster kind of from the top perspective, Myles Garrett's still here. Isaiah's the 2nd highest rated player on the team, but if Isaiah has anything to say about it, he's going to vault to that list pretty quickly. Now, Joe Bitonio, the left guard, still here, the right guard, and Kevin Zeitler. Honestly, this is a much better offensive line just from seeing the left and the right guard than what Isaiah ever had in Oakland, so we're excited about that. Jarvis Landry's still here. You also see Derrick Kindred. At quarterback, though, he's going to have Baker Mayfield. And at running back, they still have Duke Johnson. Carlos Hyde slipped down a little bit. Nick Chubb is there. I don't think all these running backs are going to make it. Probably some will get traded. And then in wide receiver, we're going to see Jarvis Landry, as you mentioned before, Josh Gordon, Corey Coleman, because this series happened before that trade to Buffalo happened, Ricardo Lewis, Antonio Callaway, and then the end of it doesn't really matter. And with the regular season finally being here, Isaiah says, look, it's a new team, it's a new season. I'm saying we're still getting a big goal of 13 rushing touchdowns this season. You already know he's going to get that and then some this year. Now, what's also incredible is Isaiah was named the captain of his new team. And you know, this dude feels a little bit slighted because Jon Gruden traded him and he traded Khalil Mack. Those are 2 of the best players on both sides of the football, and he got rid of them both in the same season. Now, we upgraded Isaiah's elusiveness there. We're also going to go down to his power back area because, look, we're in Cleveland. It's a lot colder now. The wind's blowing a little bit harder, so we got to make sure the young fella is ready to go. So +1 to awareness, ball carrier vision, and carrying, and +2 to stiff arm. And in the first week of the season, we were heading to Arizona today to take on the Arizona Cardinals, a team that has kind of been in transition. They have a good young quarterback. They're kind of working on finding their identity. They have an aging receiver, but they still have a pretty good defense. I mean, Patrick Peterson's still out there balling, and we're going to see what this team can do. Now, Isaiah, a lot of pressures on him right now. Everyone says, like, look, you were traded for not 1, but 2 first-round draft picks. You better, and I mean you better, put on a show and show that you are worth those draft picks and so many more. Now, the Cardinals make a little bit of headway, but they don't ultimately do enough, and they're forced to punt it deep, and this one's out of the back of the end zone. So this Cleveland Browns team has got a lot of weapons, and I think the missing piece for them was just a dynamic running back like Isaiah. So they're going to say, look, we paid a lot for you. We want to see what you could do in your first carry. And Isaiah says, oh, okay, a little 10 yards or so. And if Isaiah is running like that behind this offensive line, the NFL is in for a huge, huge situation. It's going to mean a lot of yards and another MVP for the young fella. He says, look, I'm off to the races. Isaiah on his 2nd carry as a Cleveland Brown. He's getting on the field. He's got 1 guy to beat. He's going to break that tackle, and the young fella dives into the end zone. He's out of breath. I mean, you got to give this dude. He just ran for so many yards. The dude is out of breath, but that was a huge run, putting Cleveland on the board. Look at this. Patrick Peterson getting up there in age. Dives. Isaiah says, I'm too strong. I've been working on my strength, and I got a touchdown for Cleveland. For this game, as I told you guys, a lot of people were wondering, did we get what we actually deserved with Isaiah? And the answer to that is definitely yes, as Baker Mayfield gets stifled in the backfield. But honestly, I think he showed it there. I mean, that was a huge run. The biggest fault of Isaiah's game is that he's not very good in the pass protection, and he's working on that, but he's trying to do a little bit better. This ball's thrown out to the left-hand side. David Njoku is going to catch that one, move his way down to the 50 as Isaiah helps push the pile. But honestly, if Isaiah can work on that pass protection, he can do better there. He is finding his way to be the complete back that everyone thought he'd be in the NFL. Now his next carry here up the middle. He's going to try to truck through the safety, and he's successful in that. And with a running attack like this, Baker Mayfield might win himself a couple of awards in his career because he's making it look pretty easy. Another pass across middle. Josh Gordon's going to make his way through. He gets 9. Now, we've seen how the offensive line kind of works on the inside runs, but how about the outside runs? So here in the 22, a bit of a halfback toss for Isaiah. He's going to try to get to the edge. He's going to outrun his guys a little bit, but they are going to bring him down at the 18. After Isaiah's short run, we got 2nd and 7 with Baker Mayfield under center. Single back formation. Josh Gordon's going to come in a little bit. Isaiah's going to split out to the right. The ball's across the middle to Jarvis Landry, who's making some moves, and he's inside the 10. First quarter's winding down a little bit, and the Browns are putting on a show. I mean, the offense looks kind of like what the Rams offense looked like when they were the Rams, just dominating nonstop. And a pass across the middle goes to Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon, with the comeback story of the century, gets a big touchdown, and just like that, the two young stars for Cleveland, they're on the board. Now, Arizona does score, and they get 3 points to the row to start the second quarter, but I don't think that's going to be enough today against the Browns. It's kind of crazy that Isaiah already has 100 yards rushing on so few carries, all because he blew out a huge run earlier in the ballgame. Now, Baker Mayfield's going to scramble. Isaiah's going to try to block for him. Isaiah doesn't really block, and Baker gets dragged down after 6. So on 3rd down and 3, on our own 32, we're going to a halfback screen here with Isaiah. He's open. Baker's going to find him, something that, it seems like Derek Carr couldn't do in Oakland, and Isaiah's down at the 40. From the 40, another handoff to Isaiah. He's going to look to find his way through, and he runs right into the linebacker. That was a big tackle there by Hassan Reddick, though. Showing the Cardinals team, they made a good selection when they drafted him about a year or two ago. Now across the middle from Baker Mayfield, we don't even know who he threw that to. So big 3rd down and 10. Arizona knows they get a stop here, they could be right back into this game. Isaiah back here, pass detection, doesn't really pick up his block at all. And speaking of picking up block, that man might want to pick up his head. He got killed. Now the Cardinals get the ball back, and they didn't really do anything on offense. So with a little under 4 minutes left here in the half, you see the ball kicked out deep to Isaiah. He's making some moves. Isaiah's trying to get out to the edge. He's got a couple guys in front of him. He's going to hit him with the spin move. It looked good. He double spin moves, and they drop him at the 45, but a heck of a return there. And honestly, that was one of the first things Isaiah told the Cleveland Browns team, is that I want to return punts. I want to return kicks. I want more opportunities to shine in the back there. Second and a couple of yards here. Baker again back under center. Isaiah splits out. He's going to catch one. Jukes back inside. Isaiah again moving a little bit, and he moves the chains again. Back under center again for Baker Mayfield. Isaiah in protection. This ball's quickly dumped off to Baldwin, and he's going to hold that one in. The Browns definitely want points here. If they do that, they're going to make this a really difficult game for the Cardinals to try to come back. Now Isaiah's going to actually pick up a block there, and the ball is thrown to Josh Gordon. They say he actually caught it. What a haul. Passing game looking pretty strong right now. Again, inside the 20 at the red zone. Isaiah's going to split out. This ball thrown deep, and Josh Gordon beats the defense again. Patrick Peterson lost a step or 7 on that one, and the Browns score again. So in his debut, Isaiah is looking fantastic. He had a couple good runs early on. The passing game has looked fantastic. And you got to imagine, when defense is key on Isaiah like that, the passing game has a whole nother level to it. You got a new half here. Browns get the ball first. Isaiah says, look, give me the ball, let me run a little bit, and let me pick up some more yards. And I don't feel like you can actually blame him, because the man had nearly or over 100 yards pretty quickly in that game. Now he breaks the tackle there. Isaiah's off to the races again. He's got Patrick Peterson beside him. He tries to stiff arm him. Peterson says, nah, I'm gonna tackle you this time on the sideline. Baker Mayfield wants a shot to go ahead and pass it here. So again, Isaiah in the back. Corey Coleman actually makes the catch for once. Second and short. You got to imagine the run's happening here, but instead the play action here by the Browns. Nice little moves across the board. Isaiah sees something. He's going to try to block for a little bit, but that one is bobbled and nearly picked off after Jarvis Landry dropped it. 3rd down and 3. Isaiah knows. You give him the ball, it's probably going to be a first down, but lots of people are in the box now for the Cardinals, but it doesn't matter. Isaiah says, let me get this real quick. Gets himself down inside the red zone again. Isaiah's heating up now. He was pretty hot in the first half, and now he's out here in the second half, ready to go again. He's got a guy in front of him. He says, whoop, don't mind me, but the juke was a little too slow, and they stop him at the 2. First and goal from the 2. You got to give the ball to Isaiah. He brought you all the way down here. He goes in the end zone untouched, and just like that, Isaiah says, pay me. Oh, wait, the Browns did pay him, because they're talking about signing this man to another extension. We'll see if he stays here long term or not, but right now, this is looking beautiful here in the city of Cleveland. Another big punt out here for Isaiah. Got a couple guys in front. The Jukes are looking fantastic. He's going to break through a tackle, and they do wrangle him at the 33. Things are going unbelievably well right now for the Browns and Isaiah. I mean, Isaiah even has an opportunity to hit 200 yards rushing today. But the big thing we saw is that you're only as good as both your quarterback and your running back are playing. So we want to make sure that Baker still gets his fair share out there. He feels pretty happy, and he performs well. And look at him finding Seth DeValve to the 33. And as it stands right now, Baker Mayfield is showing that he is the future of this organization. I mean, this guy is leading this team. He's fiery. He's got everything we need him to have, and he's making some pretty good throws. 2nd and 8 now. Again, Isaiah in the backfield. He's going to lead up through the middle, but Baker has no one there. Isaiah should have stayed back, and oh no, Baker Mayfield is injured. Things just got dicey for the Browns. You never want to see your quarterback holding his arm, but you have to be kidding me. The backup quarterback is E.J. Manuel. Yeah, if you don't know, E.J. Manuel was our backup quarterback in Oakland, and it didn't work out too well. 3rd quarter's coming to a close, and I still get over the fact that we tried to get rid of E.J. Manuel. We got traded and he followed us all the way to Cleveland. But going into the fourth quarter, we've got a nice, comfortable lead. We just got to make sure we keep putting the pedal on the metal, and we should be fine. Now we go to do an injury check really quick, and we see that J.C. Treader strained his tricep out for the game. Baker Mayfield broke his collarbone. It's to be determined, but Myles Garrett, who's also broke his collarbone, is out for 6 weeks. So I have to imagine that we're not going to see Baker for quite a while. And Damarious Randall, just to add something to it, tore his Achilles. He's out for the season. And that's just one of those things that reminds us that the game can never go as well as you want it to. We were dominating, we were doing so well, and just like that, a lot of it was taken from us. But if there is any kind of silver lining here, it's that with our starting quarterback being injured, seeing what E.J. Manuel did in Oakland last season, we know that we can give Isaiah the ball a whole bunch, expect him to put up some major yards, and he can get on a record pace for this season. So now more than ever, the fate of this season for the Cleveland Browns, at least for the first half of the year, is going to rely on Isaiah King Jr. 2nd and 8, going back to the halfback screen. E.J. Manuel has struggled doing that, and he hits Isaiah in the shoulder. So it's 3rd down and 8. E.J. Manuel an opportunity to try to complete his first pass of the game. He goes across the middle, he finds David Njoku, and just like that, E.J. looking much better than he looked in Oakland. Isaiah's looking to keep running the ball right now because we need to chew this clock, and this game is basically over. Actually, it's been over for a really long time, but we're going to let Isaiah keep going ham. And with those last few runs, Isaiah is now over 200 yards rushing in his debut for this organization. That's just out of this world. And David Njoku says, yeah, I'm a big dude. I'm going to get another first down for you. Back here on 1st down, giving EJ the reins. You might be saying, why are you throwing it so much? Look, we're going to rely on EJ to do a lot for us this season. We need to make sure that at least for the first half that he's going to be good. Now, thanks to that pass by EJ, we got another first down. So back here with shotgun, Isaiah takes the halfback counter. He's going to try to push through the middle. He is going to carry a couple of defenders, and again, grinding his way through the defense now with 213 yards. So it's 2nd and 4. Again, EJ back here. Isaiah's going to try to pick up the blitz. He actually misses on the blitz pretty heavily, and David Njoku found again by EJ. So it does appear that at least EJ is finding ways to get the job done. He's finding short yardage, some medium yardage, and he's just not making as bad of reads as he was making when he was in Oakland. But Isaiah says, look, it doesn't matter. I'm the guy that's going to carry the squad as he gets down inside the 10. Now Isaiah's going to line up at quarterback now. Seeing Duke Johnson Jr. come over. Isaiah fakes the handoff. He goes to throw it, and he is completely destroyed on that one, dropped for a loss. So I think it's safe to say that QB Isaiah is nowhere near as good as QB EJ Manuel, at least for this stage of their career. So we're going to let him stay at running back and not focus as much at the quarterback position. And look at that, Corey Coleman finds a way to get the first down. This game has been over for a really long time, but Isaiah says, I'm thirsty. I want another touchdown. They're going to give him a halfback pitch to the outside. He stops on a dime. He's going to try to truck through 2 defenders, but he absolutely can after a great move, and he stopped at the 5. So here in the red zone on 2nd and goal, we definitely want to make sure we get in. They're queuing on the run, it looks like, so we're going to see if we can get a pass in. EJ Manuel scrambling around, looking a little wild, and EJ Manuel looking like the EJ Manuel again back in Oakland. So Hugh Jackson says, look, the game is out of hand. Let's just do something fancy here. So he's going to line up Isaiah again at QB. Looks like he's not going to pass it this time. Isaiah's going to try to get out there, but oh, he's wrestled down from behind. No chance at a touchdown for Isaiah, 4th and goal. And even though we didn't get the last touchdown, it doesn't matter. We're going to walk out here with a huge W. The Cardinals looking really bad. The Browns looking really good, but the injuries, they kind of scare me. To recap the stats, Baker Mayfield, 15 of 19, laser precise, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. But then he got injured, and that's what scares him with that broken collarbone. And EJ Manuel wasn't horrible, 5 of 7, 41 yards. Didn't turn it over, didn't throw a touchdown, but he played solid enough to, manage the game. The star of today's show was obviously Isaiah King Jr., 22 attempts, 224 yards. A lot of that is thanks to a major run at the very beginning of the game, but 2 touchdowns in the afternoon, just shy of 3. In the air, Josh Gordon was pretty much the star of the show. 4 catches, 54 yards, and that's not special, but the 2 touchdowns, they definitely were. An unreal performance on the ground and in the air for Isaiah. Didn't really look good at quarterback, but everything else that he did was incredible. The big question is, can this Browns team survive without Baker Mayfield, Myles Garrett, and a couple other players? Well, we'll find out in the very next episode.